Okay, guys, so this week you have learned about different activities and different IDEs and different ways that you can program in Java. Basically, the most common IDEs that I personally have used is BlueJ, also IntelliJ. This is really good, a really nice one. They use it like even for starters or beginners in coding and all the way to professional programmers. They also use IntelliJ. NetBeans has also been on the market for quite a while, and I really like because I started that it's easy to create all the layouts and buttons, easy to create graphical user interfaces with NetBeans. Eclipse is the all-time favorite. Eclipse has really cool features. We used Eclipse for a long time for our FRC robot, and probably last year or 2 years ago, I think they changed to Visual Studio Code, and that is the reason that we are going to use this IDE. So the first thing you got to do in order to start getting familiar with the IDE that we are using for FRC and for our FRC coding, it's going to be Visual Studio Code. Then we're going to add the WPI lib, which is basically an extension for us to manage our robot code. Okay, either interactive code or interactive robot or our command robot. Okay, now you are going to go to code.visualstudio.com and you are going to download, depending on the iOS that you have or the operating system that you have, you're going to either download the Windows version or the Mac version. Okay, when you download the Windows or Mac version, you're going to install it, and then we are going to add a second thing in order to create our Java programs. Now, the Visual Studio Code allows, it's an IDE, a multi-platform, multi-language IDE. It's going to allow us, you can code in C++, you can code in Java. There's also, I think, extensions for APK and several other languages. So you're going to be able to do that on Visual Studio Code. This is basically from Microsoft. Okay, so you're going to click on download Windows, and we're going to go, after you have installed your Visual Studio Code, we are going to head up to our next step. Okay, the next step that we are going to do is adding the extension or the Java extension for Visual Studio Code. What you're going to do first is that you're going to go to the following URL. It's code.visualstudio.com/doc/java/java tutorial, and you're going to come with getting started with Java in VS Code. Okay, another way of looking or searching for it is just look Java on Visual Studio Code, and then you will get some results, and you will click on Java and Visual Studio Code, and it will take you to the same website that I'm showing you. Okay, here's the Java Getting Started tutorial. You can see the video if you want to getting started on the Java tutorial, but these are the two things that you might need in order to get your Java working. Now, the first one is install the coding pack for Java. Now, depending on your operating system, unfortunately, we only have for Windows and for Mac. Okay, now for other operating systems such as Linux or Raspbian or other, like if you're using or Raspberry or BeagleBone or other platforms, then you're going to need to download the JDK, VS Code, and Java extensions separately. Okay, now after you click and install the coding pack for Java, it's going to allow you and give you all the steps. After you finish the steps, I'm going to show you in just a minute how it should look like. Okay, after you have installed your Visual Studio Java pack, you should see an extension called Java Projects. Okay, we're going to, on the Explorer tab on the left, you should see Java Projects. And here you can actually create, you will see all your Java projects, plus you can create some new ones. Now, if you also want to see if the extension is actually installed, you click on the extension icon, and you will see that the Java extension pack is the one that it's installed on your Visual Studio Code. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to create a Java project. Okay, so let's create our first Java project. Our first Java project will be very simple. We're going to click on the left on Java project, click on the plus sign, and we're going to select the no builds tool. Okay, here we're going to select where we want this Java project to be stored, and I can say that we can put it on the documents folder, just so we know. Now we're going to input a Java program name. The first name is Hello World. That's going to be the first program that you guys are going to create. You probably did this already on CodeHS. We'll press enter, and we're going to get a menu in order to see our first program. So here we have the welcome message, and the welcome message also has a couple of folders. Now let me go through these folders that you're going to see in every single Java project. You have the libraries. Here's where we put all the libraries, and we have the SRC, which is the source folder that we have the initial Java program. So I'm going to click on app.java, and this is going to be my first program. Okay, notice that first of all, you have a class. In Java, we usually work with classes and objects. So our first class, it's our class app. This can change. You can create any type of class that you want. In our case, we just call it app. And we have the main method. This is called the main method because it says public static void main. Now, inside these curly brackets, it's going to be everything in the program. Okay, so everything that I put in this method is going to be for the public static void main. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to have hello world. And this is going to be the first function that you guys will learn, which is system.out.println. Now, in order to run this program, I just have to click on run on the top right, and then I will get the console or the log in order to see the log. Now, as you can see, it's compiling. That's the first thing it's got to do. So the program compiled, and after it does like the verification of all the elements needed for the JVM, it will run the Java code. So it says hello world. Now I'm going to add some more lines just so you can see hello world, and I'm going to see my name is Julian, and print line, and then I am a CS teacher, and we'll see what happens with this. Now this, every time that you see like a curvy line right underneath, like underline the a word, is because it's misspelled or it has a syntax error. Okay, so we have the print line. Now we fixed it. Now we click on run again, and we will see the console running and see how our program works. So it executes everything, and it says, okay, hello world, my name is Julian. Okay, as you can see there, we see all this on the computer terminal. Okay, now, so you can practice, just create a couple more lines of code, just saying all your description, your name, your address, your phone number, and some other ID, so like you were building a name tag, okay? And that's it, guys. I hope that this video has helped a lot.